So last week we created a fake tan brand, and this week we're going to be creating the packaging for it. So my idea for the packaging is to create some illustrations of women. So I went into Pexels and grabbed some photography. Then I used the curvature tool to go around the women. These types of illustrations are my absolute favorite. But I think it's great that these illustrations are so simple, because if we started to add more detail into it, I think it would start to get a bit busy. For example, smaller features like eyes, nose, mouth, all of these features would look a little bit too busy, whereas I want this to be quite simple and bold. Although this photography is absolutely beautiful, I wish that I looked for photography with women in bikinis, as I do find it quite difficult that some of the women are wearing looser clothes and the body can be quite easily lost in these clothes. And when using only a couple colours, that is very, very easy to lose that this is an actual body. This type of loose clothing makes it a little bit confusing with the body orientation. So sometimes I will create more simple body shapes instead of using the actual photography and outline it. And I do find adding collarbones, even though it is a small feature, does really help with the orientation of the body. So now that I'm done with the illustrations, it is time to start working with the actual packaging and see where the illustrations can go. So here I have two sizes. We have one size for the bottle and one size for the box. So what I'm thinking is just to fill up this space with the illustration so it is the main focus. Now that we have the illustration in place, it is time to grab the logo. For this, I decided to use the secondary logo as it is more compact compared to the primary logo. We also need some more detail and text about the fake tan brand. And we need to think of the placement and the hierarchy. So for the box, I'm going to zoom in even more on the illustration, placing the secondary logo at the top of the box. However, it should not be too big as it's not going to be the most important aspect. The most important aspect is the text, which says sun-kissed self-tan, which should be the biggest part. Then we have the medium and tropical fruit, which is much smaller, and all of this will be in the middle. And finally we have the measurement, which will hide in the left corner. The text in the middle fits perfectly inside the illustration of the face, which I think works really nicely. Then we copied the layout onto the bottle. However, I decided to use the logo mark instead of the secondary logo, as it's even more compact and it fits perfectly into this small area. After looking at the packaging, I thought it could be nice to add a little bit more to it, as there is a little bit of white space, which I thought of adding some sun razors, as I thought that it could fit perfectly into this summery brand. However, that just created the design a little bit too busy for my liking. Then I thought to add another variation by using the icon and creating a pattern instead of using the illustration of women. So the layout stayed pretty similar. I just added a box around the important words, placed the pattern behind the box. Let me know in the comments below if you prefer the illustrations of women or the pattern. Now that we have the packaging done, it is time to mock it all up. So after jumping into Ep.2 Element and picking out a mock-up and placing my image inside, I wanted to add a little bit more to the mock-up. So I decided to grab the brush tool and add a little bit of extra shadow to the bottle and the box. And then I turned down the opacity. I also wanted to add a shadow on top of all of the image. Something like leaves could work quite well. So I went into Ep.2 Element and found these stock photos. And then we have the final thing. I think it works perfectly. Adding more shadows adds more life to the mock-up. It looks like real photography, which is what I'm looking for. And mock-ups are very important when sending to clients, so they can really visualize and see what the brand looks like on the actual packaging. So let's see the brand and packaging together. And if you are interested in learning more about logo variations, I recently started a blog which I'll leave a link below. If you have liked this video, please give a like, subscribe and comment, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!